Not us, but many folks are on the move, even as I speak. They're traveling from here to there to visit family and friends for Christmas. Tomorrow morning, very early, I'll be on the move to Logan to fly to Colorado to spend Christmas with my sister. It's the first time as a priest that I've been able to spend Christmas with my sister. It's a great gift. Perhaps there are folks here tonight who aren't usually with us, but they've traveled here to come to visit friends and family at Good Shepherd, so you're with us. And some seats are probably empty tonight because our regular parishioners are away visiting. It's a season for visiting. Children are expecting a visit that will result with toys under the tree. Adults are expecting a visit from the credit card companies to claim some of that business. We visit, whether it's across the country or down the street. We visit because we want to be near someone. We want to be close to somebody. And sometimes it's at a particular time or particular occasion. So it's important to be with somebody, to visit somebody on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Well, Friday or Saturday will be good too, but it's so much better to visit on the day. There's visiting going on in the gospel. In fact, the whole gospel is about a visit. We find Mary, who's expecting the Christ child, visiting, leaving her home and going up out in the hill country to visit her older kinswoman, Elizabeth, who is also pregnant in her old age, pregnant with her son, John. This encounter between the two pregnant women is, in fact, called the visitation. If you pray the rosary, you know that the visitation is the second joyful mystery. This is a great story for us to read just before Christmas, the feast that celebrates the greatest visit in human history. God visits his people 2,000 years ago in Bethlehem. This visit wasn't through a vision, not through a prophet, not by email, but not a virtual visit. This was a visit in the flesh. In real time, God chose to visit his people. And God's visit began exactly the same way he came into the world, in exactly the same way that you and I did. Through the portal of our mother's womb. We've all heard pregnant women tell us, "Oh, I just felt the baby kick." That's exactly what Elizabeth tells Mary when she says, "As soon as I heard your voice, the child within me leapt for joy. I felt the child in me move because of the child in you. You bear the Christ in you, and you have come to visit me." At Christmas time, we do the same thing. We come to celebrate the one who will visit us, to be with us, to be one like us in all things except sin. And Christ is a visitor who stayed not just for a day or two. In fact, not even a lifetime was enough for Jesus. Jesus didn't just stop by. Jesus moved in. Jesus moved in. He moved in into humankind, into our history, into our homes and our lives, into our bodies, into our relationships, into our communities, into our hearts and our hopes, our problems and our pains. Jesus moved into our worries and our wounds, our dreams and our desires. He moves into our past, our present, and our future. Jesus came to visit us, to move in with us, and he has never, not for a moment ever, left. Christmas can be a great time for renewing family relationships and friendships, a time to be especially warm and welcoming to one another, and even and especially to strangers and to the poor, the needy. It's a time especially, too, to be welcoming of the Lord, to welcome him to visit those places in my heart, those places in my life, where before I may have told them, no room in the inn for you just there. What a great little exercise that would be for you and me to do in these next few days before Christmas. To spend some time in prayer wondering, where in my heart, where in my life, where in my relationships have I not welcomed Jesus to move into my life? Where are the rooms in my heart where I have closed the door? Said, oh, Lord, don't go in there, it's a mess. Well, you know what? The room in my heart where it's a mess is exactly where Jesus wants to move in. Because he wants to clean it up for us. He wants to straighten it out. He wants to bring peace where there's confusion and healing where there's woundedness. Jesus is a good and a gentle guest. He comes with love and mercy and peace. He doesn't leave those gifts under the tree or stuffed in a stocking. He leaves those gifts in our hearts. He knows our heart's needs and our heart's desires. He wants to fulfill the deepest needs we have. Every single week, the Lord invites us to be guests at his table, at this altar. He invites us to visit with him here, as he came to visit with us in Bethlehem. First he came in the flesh and bone of a child, born of Mary's womb. Now he comes still in the flesh, in his body and blood, in the Eucharist, in communion. This evening, a young boy is going to come to communion for the first time. Jesus coming to visit him. Jesus will come into Anthony's heart as he has never before. But he's going to come into your heart and mine tonight in communion in just the same way. He's always seeking a place to move in. In these next few days, as we welcome family and friends at Christmas time, may each of us welcome Jesus into our hearts. Jesus, the greatest visitor ever, to knock on the door of our hearts.